welcome to this video with Alicia, where we're gonna go for a little ride. Back up, Alicia, so they can see you. And it's pretty exciting. I have to share with you guys. So tomorrow I'm gonna be going for an embryo transfer, which I'm excited and of course nervous about. So for those of you guys that didn't know, our little baby girl Evelyn was a product of IVF. So we're pretty thankful for science and technology to be able to start a family, and tomorrow I'll be going for my second embryo transfer. So it's an exciting time, but at the same time it means that I won't be able to ride horses for a little bit because that's not recommended after you have the procedure done for a little bit anyways. So today will be kind of my last ride for a little while, and I thought, well, you know what, it's a beautiful day in November. It's kind of unusual, so let's go for a ride outside and enjoy this last ride together, or last ride for a little while. Alright, so we're going to go off and do a little bit of warm up here with Miss Alicia, and I'm going to take her out and just kind of get her going a little bit and start off by just kind of moving forward a little bit. So important that we do a proper warm up with our horses when we get going and just get them moving out. And I did have trouble with Pivo, like there I'm way too far away for Pivo to have a chance to catch up, but I come back into shot here. And it does a decent job following me when I'm walking or trotting. It follows me pretty nicely as long as I don't get ridiculously far away. But even at the width of my arena, it can still track me pretty good here. It's only when I get down to kind of the exact opposite end of the arena that it has a really hard time. Like it loses me here. But there I'm probably, where am I? I'm probably almost like 100 feet away from where it was when it lost track of me, and then it finds me again and is able to kind of catch up and loses me a little bit, still struggles a little bit, but overall is doing okay. And Alicia is going around and is just warming up, and we're bending a little bit left to right, starting to add in a little bit of contact and asking her to round herself a little bit. Doing some changes of direction and just kind of getting her ready for doing our cantering and doing some flying lead changes. I ended up moving the camera a little bit further down the arena to help Mr. Pivo out and filming. Do a little warm up, little jumpy thing there. You can see our indoor arena in the background, and then that's our barn over there, which we don't have any horses that stay in overnight. All of our horses come in and go back out. And then here's going over some trot poles, warming her up. That's my little house in the background there. You guys got to see very briefly there. And just kind of going around in both directions, really just trying to stretch her out and move her out. One of the most important things is having a good quality warm up before we start to collect our horses too much and ask too much of our horses as well. So now I'm starting to round her up a little bit more, asking her to come into that contact a little bit. You can see the fields in the background and some of the shelters for the horses. And a lot of the time I don't ride outside. I don't know, but coming outside, it really is beautiful outside. But pretty soon it's going to be really, really cold here and not super nice to be outside anyways. There's some more little pole work, and Pivo kind of loses me some of the times. I come around and like they're totally missed me. So I feel like they could use another update or something just to kind of get it going a little faster for the canter staff. Now this is really funny up here. We go to do our first lead change and she ends up stumbling and kind of popping up there. She just kind of wasn't paying attention to her feet a little bit, and when she was doing the flying lead change, and she kind of gets mad at herself and does a little bit of a head toss. So we get our canter going again, and we were working on our lead changes and doing some canter circles and stuff, and Pivo had a really hard time filming us at the canter. So I'm going to try to piece together some of the bits where it actually had us and that you can see our lead changes. Like there she did a lead change over the little cavaletti and was awesome. And then here we go to do a lead change, and you can see she's late getting her bum, and so I ask her to get her hind legs. So that's called a cross canter, where you can see the left legs are going, the left legs are leading in front but weren't behind, and she was able to catch up her bum towards the end there. So I stop her, so she's allowed to get a reward after that. So now she's on the left lead, and then we go over the little cavaletti, which she gets no problem her lead change. And if your horse struggles with lead changes, that's a little tip that you can use, is you can go over a little jump or a little raised pole, because it just gives the horse more time in the air to organize their feet and helps them make that switch and have that lead time here. So here we're going to come and make that lead change again, and then this time she gets both the front and the back legs correctly, and so I stop and give her a little cookie there so she gets them on the first go. And of course people lost me kind of towards the end, but at least you could see the one lead change there. And so remember way back when Alicia struggled just with getting the right lead canter at all, and now we're working on making the lead changes. So here the little cheeky bugger, I don't know if you guys saw that, she snuck in. I didn't actually ask for that lead change there. She knew it was coming, and so she swapped her front end in anticipation, but didn't get her back end because I wasn't really balancing her. We weren't ready to get the lead change. So that she knows we're working on lead changes, and she's smart, and she's trying to put in that extra little effort to offer them, which is great. And it's so cool because before she struggled a lot with just getting those at all, and so the fact that now we're able to work on them on purpose, you could kind of see we started, and then look at that, it's like a beautiful transition into our right lead canter. And I remember when that was really hard for her, so really cool that now, see, there's a nice lead change there. She gave me a lead change, and we're working on doing these canter leads, and we always have to remember how far we came from. So I apologize that the footage isn't super amazing because people really did struggle with following me at the canter. I had an easier time as I came down to this end of the arena, so you're getting to see a lot of right to left lead changes, and she did them, quite a few of them really nicely. Tried to give her cookies after every single one that she did cleanly without having to stall with her back end first, so I could try to reward her for giving that little extra effort. And it's just so awesome to see the change in her. That was nice too, from the right lead to the left. There was a stride of lag time in there, but overall you can see she's doing so much better, and we can really see a lot of progress with those leads. So it's pretty exciting that I have an extra year to work with her before the mega makeover in 2021, because hopefully we'll be able to do our flying lead changes super easy, something that maybe I wouldn't have shown off in a freestyle if we were there in 2020. And now that I have more time to put into her, hopefully we'll have that working for her, which will be a lot better. So here we're coming around. Of course people lost me again at the trot there. So sometimes does really well, and then sometimes not so well. I don't really know why, other than I think it just struggles when I go a little bit faster. But anyways, that's Miss Alicia doing some pretty fantastic stuff there. She's getting pretty soft with some of those transitions too. Really nice working off of the rein and the seat and everything there, getting nice and soft. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to be sad not to ride for a little bit, but I'll be working my horses on the ground, so we'll still have some cool stuff to show you hopefully. And thanks for watching, guys, and wish us luck in everything we're doing.